So basically 2025 is going to be a year that is full of ups and downs, a lot of positivity because of Jupiter being in the sign of Taurus. But you also have to understand that there is going to be, a war or a stellium of planets in the sign of Pisces.
What's happening in March?
Rahu, Saturn, Venus and Mercury will be in a Graha Yuddha kind of situation, planetary war, because they will be at the same degree.
It scares me to listen to this actually, because all the planets that you named are very strong in itself.
I won't say that the world is going to fall apart, but the world is definitely going into a path of ascension, a path where a lot of people will experience their karmic prarabdha is ending.
Hello everyone and welcome to Punneit's Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. If you see, the year 2025 has quite a different vibe. Be it astrology or numerology, something exciting is going on everywhere. 2024 was primarily a year of letting things go, and many people have felt the same. It was the year of Shani. And Shani Dev taught us patience, perseverance, transformation, and self-reflection. Now comes 2025, root number 9, year of Mars, Mangal. So what does number 9 mean? This is a year mainly focusing on a fresh start. A cycle is getting completed, giving way for new beginnings. Whatever transformation, self-reflection, patience we practiced in 2024, we will now begin receiving the fruits of the karma. This year, we will learn to embrace new things, new energies, meaning if something was stuck in our lives, now is the time to take it forward. This year, we are observing major cosmic events. We are observing Mahakumbh in Prayagraj, which began with Sun transit in Capricorn, called Makar Sankranti, while Jupiter is in Taurus zodiac. We will again see another equally important cosmic event like this. Mark the date, 30th March 2025. This day is going to have a rare planetary alignment. On this day, 5 to 6 big planets are going to be in the same sign, which is Pisces or mean. And along with that, there is going to be a major collision between Rahu and Shani. Now, as powerful as this sounds on hearing, its impact may be more than that. Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. So, let's unfold this and explain it properly. We have none other than Punneit. Punneit is a very experienced astrologer. So over to you, Punneit. What do you say about this year?
So basically 2025 is going to be a year that is full of ups and downs, a lot of positivity because of Jupiter being in the sign of Taurus. But you also have to understand that there is going to be, a war or a stellium of planets in the sign of Pisces. Now Pisces can be a sign which is going to be very harmonious, very peaceful because of the nature of the zodiac sign. But also on the other hand, we can expect some naval wars, some conflict in the high seas, and some underwater natural disasters happening. Because so much of planets are in the Pisces zodiac sign, that area of the horoscope will become very heavy. And definitely there are repercussions, there are changes that will come depending upon one's individual chart, their own dasha or Mahadasha. Mm-hmm. If I have to holistically see the 2025, I will say that if an individual uses the spiritual energies of the Pisces and the nature of the Pisces, which is to surrender, they will be able to strike great, I will say, spiritual deal in their life, and they will be able to achieve a lot. But if somebody is egoistic, somebody who doesn't listen to the nature of Saturn, which is slow discipline, somebody who wants to, go over the top, then they will end up sacrificing and losing more than they can achieve. So you can summarize this as that until August, you will see that there will be lots of ups and downs, and people will see a lot of surprising events in their life. I will be definitely guiding them on the different dasha, Mahadasha transits over a period of year. But overall, this year seems to be quite interesting.
Looks like. So you told about naval wars and something happening underwater, stuff like that. Maybe because Pisces is a water sign, that's the reason, maybe?
Yes, Pisces represents ocean. The If you see the symbol of Pisces is also two fishes.
Yeah, exactly.
And we say that if you see Bhagwan Vishnu's first avatar is also Matsya avatar.
Yeah, correct.
Pisces is the place where Venus becomes exalted, and Bhagwan Mahavishnu also resides in Shir Sagar. It's all the same resemblance, it resembles the same cosmic water.
A great explanation, actually. So, may I ask you what's happening in March?
Well, if you observe the planetary transit currently,
Mm-hmm.
Rahu is in Pisces zodiac sign, and Saturn is in Aquarius. Recently, in few days, Venus will move into Pisces zodiac sign, and then slowly you will observe more and more planet clustering in the same Pisces zodiac signs, and some being retrograde, reversing their direction, and some being forward in their motion. And you will see that this stellium is being formed at the junction of Aquarius and Pisces zodiac sign in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. So this is interesting. And on March is 1 month where slowly these planets are going to come together. And in the month of April, Rahu, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury will be in a Graha Yuddha kind of situation, planetary war, because they will be at the same degree. And this is going to be highly, highly important for entire world to understand that the month of March and April is going to be crucial. In fact, 30th of March is the date when you will see Moon is also entering in the same space, the sign of Pisces. And we have 5 planets in the sign of Pisces. You add Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, Rahu, and Saturn. Now, why Saturn? Because 30th of March is the date when Saturn moves to the Pisces zodiac sign. It puts its first step in the cosmic waters. And now you have 6 planets in that zodiac sign. So definitely March and April is going to be a very interesting month.
It scares me to listen to this actually, because all the planets that you named are very strong in itself. We have Saturn, which has its own quality, and we have Rahu, and then we have Jupiter also, and we have other planets. So the individuals need to be careful about it, or what needs to be done, because as a layman, I am very scared listening to all this that's happening. I don't understand about this and how it would impact my life.
See, there's nothing to be scared of. Planets keep moving, planets keep changing shape. They keep on aligning themselves in one Rashi and sometimes in the opposite zodiac signs. But as an astrologer, because we are micro-analyzing things, we try to assess the impact of any such alignment on our civilization, on humans. And whenever a planet like Rahu and Saturn meet each other, it's good that you raised the point of Jupiter, because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter will be in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is going to be a zodiac sign that is also a zodiac sign of Venus. So this is going to be very good for the viewers to understand that when this is happening, Jupiter and Venus are in Parivartan Yoga. So Jupiter is involved through the exchange, because Jupiter will be in the zodiac sign of Venus, which is Taurus, whereas Venus will be retrograding in the zodiac sign of Jupiter, which is Pisces. And Rahu and Saturn are karmic planets. And when this is colliding in the sign of Pisces, Pisces marks completion. Purva Bhadrapada and Uttara Bhadrapada are the 2 nakshatra which represents the finishing of the karma and life moving into a different dimension. So I can say that this is the time when I won't say that the world is going to fall apart, but the world is definitely going into a path of ascension, a path where a lot of people will experience their karmic prarabdha is ending and a new chapter is coming into play. So whether you are Pisces, whether you are Taurus, whether you are Aries, you are going to experience a tremendous karmic force. Now, someone will experience it happening right in front of their eyes, and somebody will have to, put their focus at that angle of life. Some will observe, many will not. Now, with this video, I want people to observe this phenomena. If you're watching this, you will you now know what is happening. So if you observe the events of your life happening around March and April, you will see that those events, which may be seemingly unimportant, that may have a lifelong impact, an impact that you can't even imagine. I will give an example. So imagine a person wants to buy a house. This emotion, this feeling came during this alignment, this time frame. That person may claim to be a very general thing because it is coming out of a desire, or it is coming out of a necessity. But over a period of time, that house can become a driver of a lot of financial changes in his life. Maybe that house has a positive vastu, and this person is pushing himself to buy a house. He's trying to use this, is generating a kind of a desire in him which might lead him to run a business in the future. You never know where the life takes you. So this impact is going to be huge. So I will want everyone to observe the micro events, your emotions, the fluctuations in your life, and this is going to have a very big impact.
Makes sense to me somehow. So considering that I am not a Piscean, right? I'm an Aries. So how does this alignment impact me or the people who are not Pisceans from a different zodiac sign?
Yeah, so definitely if you see each graha except Rahu and Ketu technically owns one or two zodiac sign. And if planets like Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Moon and Sun sits in one zodiac sign, except Mars, almost every planet is in one place, and which means that all of you are affected. Because Venus will be ruling Taurus and Libra, Mercury will be ruling Gemini and Virgo, Saturn will be ruling Capricorn and Aquarius. It is happening in Pisces. Now, because there is a Parivartan Yoga between Jupiter and Venus, Jupiter is also getting affected. So Sagittarius, Pisces are getting affected. So technically everybody is getting affected because of this transit motion. If you're in Aries, so technically your ascendant or Rashi is ruled by Mangal, Mars. Now if you observe Mars will be in the Gemini zodiac sign. And while Mars is moving from Gemini to Cancer zodiac sign, the event of Pisces is either happening in the Kendra or in the trine. So Mars is also affected equally. So even if you are not a Piscean, definitely if somebody who is a Pisces ascendant or Pisces moon sign is getting the maximum impact. But even if you are not affected, this is going to affect one or the other area of life. Because every planet is coming together, the energies are mixed and intertwined, and one area of life is going to affect the other area of life. Now, technically, if I have to explain for those who know a little bit of astrology, out of all the 12 houses in the Kundali, one of the houses will be hosting the Pisces zodiac sign. Say, for example, in your case, if you're an Aries ascendant, then your 12th house will be the Pisces zodiac sign. That means the entire stellium is being formed in your 12th house.
12th house, okay.
So all the areas of life that is represented by that bhava will be affected heavily by the cluster and the stellium that is happening.
So just for a layman, Puneet, can you tell me what all areas of are represented by the 12th house?
Yeah. So if you want to know about Pisces, Pisces is about surrender, philosophy, analysis. So this Rahu and Saturn will force people to think, will force people to communicate, will force people to discuss matters. Now, where I would warn everybody is that because Rahu is a chaotic force, and when Saturn comes there, this can cause uprising in many areas of the world, wrong information being spread. So you will have to be very careful because this force wants you to learn. So better learn the good things, spread the positive word. You should not spread the negative word. You should be very careful about the media that you are listening to, about the people whom you are following, about the quality of information that you are receiving is of great importance during this time. And 12th house also represents donation. Let's not say loss, because a lot of people say 12th house is the house of losses. Now, losses can also be mathematically termed as forced donation. You never wanted to donate that money, but somebody took it away. Okay. Universe don't act like this. Universe works under mathematical harmony. If something is being taken away from you, that means you were supposed to lose that. So in that case, Pisces is called something that creates final harmony, a final action. Pisces is also about being in your own space, being in your own peaceful space. So a lot of people would want to go into isolation. A lot of people will love to take the path of the sainthood, and that is definitely going to be very positive for the world and humanity. But the matter comes is, whom are you following? What are you following? What kind of ideas you want to propagate? And all of that has to be checked, verified. And if somebody does that, it will be great for him. Say, for example, not just Aries. If, say, somebody is a Leo ascendant person, then this entire stellium is happening in his 8th house. 8th house definitely means a lot of ups and downs. So Leo is the one that needs to be a little bit careful during this time. Then if you see, Libra is one zodiac sign which also needs to be careful. Why? Because for Libra, this entire fight of planets is happening in their 6th house. And not only that, for Libra, there's another interesting fact that the ascendant lord is also in the 6th house. Now, if audience writes in the comment that they want an ascendant wise analysis for this, I will surely bring. So please tell me if you want ascendant wise analysis. But I'm just giving hints here that which are the zodiacs that are maximum impacted. And Aries, because for Aries, this is happening in their 12th house. So for Aries, for example, donate. You should spread positive information. You should spread that positive aura. Protect your finances. Don't invest heavily in a negative way. Say for Leo, because it is happening in the 8th house, you need to think about long-term investment. Every step of your life should be seen from a long-term approach instead of short-term glories. For Libra, relationship can be affected heavily. Marriage can be affected heavily because it is happening in the 6th house. 6th house is the house of dispute. Now, why did I pick these 3 zodiacs only? Because this is happening in something called as Dushtana Bhav. That means 6th house, 8th house and 12th house. These are the Trik Bhav, the 3 houses which represents disease, death and decay.
Okay.
That's the negative expression.
Correct.
So if you want to protect yourself with this war, all you have to do is remove the negativity, remove the illusion and accept the reality. The reality may be stranger. It can be hurtful. But if you become humble and accept the reality, Rahu and Saturn can be extremely positive. You will also see one more thing, just to add a point here, that with Pisces, Rahu and Saturn combination, this can be technologically, some breakthroughs can happen. Now, obviously, the negative side is you may see internet getting disrupted somewhere in the world heavily, but also you can see some 6G or 7G technology or some other heavy technology that completely modifies humanity. So in the next few months, that may happen.
Booming AI, you mean?
I don't know, just AI. I don't want AI to control us, but
exactly. So yeah, that can be good and bad if we take it somehow, in the way we perceive. So just adding to this question, I have a very similar question, a follow-up maybe. So will this year or will this alignment also help us in gaining some spiritual knowledge or some spirituality in our lives, adding spirituality to our lives?
Well, absolutely yes. Pisces is the zodiac sign that is represented by the feet of Mahavishnu. And when planets are going there, if I have to say this from a very spiritual point of view, it is as if every planet wants to take the blessings of Mahavishnu. So spiritually, this is going to be a wonderful time. Pisces means going into isolation, doing a lot of introspection. It's a very philosophical transit. And see the nakshatra also. The beauty of the nakshatra plays here. The Bhadrapadas. Bhadrapadas are the nakshatra where the material life ends and the spiritual life begins. And it's happening in the Bhadrapada nakshatra itself. So spiritually, I would want you to focus on more realistic goals. Because if somebody says, it's a very, in Hindi we say prachalit shabd or kathan. That means very known word or a known sentence that I want spiritual growth. Spiritual growth does not exist. If you are spiritual, where you want to grow? You grow to reach somewhere. Spirituality means you don't reach anywhere. Wherever you are, you just expand. You absorb. You know. So you can say that this kind of transit will take people away from the mindset of spiritual growth to the actual spiritual expansion. The false spirituality will break away and the true spirituality will come in. The realistic approach of life will come into picture. That means you will be spiritual, but you will also be fulfilling your duties and doing the karma. And this is the beauty. Just because Rahu is there, you always have that element of, disguise. You always have this element of being cheated. So you will have to be careful whom you are handing over your powers. You are surrendering, but whom are you surrendering yourself? So spiritually, it's a very uplifting time.
So now this brings me to, Rahu is all about mystery and illusion, and Saturn is karma, which is a lethal combination. So how would it impact the lives of individuals and also nations? Can you throw some light?
Yeah, so if you see, Saturn rules karma and karmafal in this realm. It rules Capricorn and Aquarius. Rahu also co-rules Aquarius, and Rahu is inching towards the Aquarius zodiac sign. They meet in the sign of Pisces, in the Bhadrapadas. Rahu is uncontrolled expansion. Now imagine an uncontrolled expansion meets controlled and restricting Saturn. This can be a war of opposite energies. This can be like a Devasura Sangram. So this means that a lot of people who are always restricted, if they feel choked, Rahu can dominate and motivate them to do something if it isn't under control. Otherwise, it can be uncontrolled attempt at doing things in the name of hustle. I am hustling. That does not mean that you try to push a wall. So you will see that efforts can be without positive direction, and the efforts can be towards the malefic intentions also. But on the positive side, if somebody is more focused towards the structure, discipline, and the Shastra, that is Saturn, then the Rahu's expansive energy will give that technological edge. So you will see the education industry, the AI industry, the robotics industry, or anything that is related to networking and communication, manufacturing. You will see the people who work in the factories or who want to set up the machine and the factories. That area of life will improve during Saturn and Rahu. Karma and Rahu, which is the past life karma. This means this can be a time to achieve a lot, but with great focus and also knowing the consequence of your action. The only problem with this transit is that your karma can be very good, your intentions can be very good, and your energy that you put in can also be very good. But why are you doing it? Are you doing it to prove somebody? Are you doing it because someone provoked you? Are you doing it because there is an ego battle? Or are you doing it because it is good for you? And if you do it, what are the consequences of it? People should understand that this time when Saturn goes in Pisces, it has a third aspect on Jupiter, which is in Taurus zodiac sign. So Jupiter is coming under direct third, which is called Vakra Drishti of Shani Dev. Karma wins over negative knowledge. So what might happen is, you might have a knowledge, you want to execute it in real life. As you are on the process of execution, you realize that you really don't know anything. Now Saturn exposes it. Rahu keeps you motivated. Now Saturn is giving the restriction. Somebody who manages this micro movements and understands why the restrictions are there and keeps on learning in real time will become very much successful. So you can take it on a spiritual level, you can take it on a material level, you can take it on a business job or any other level. The only thing is, we need to use the energy of Rahu and the structure of Saturn to create something which has never been created in our life. Otherwise, Rahu and Saturn will fight, and in this war, it will be humanity that will be at loss.
That's a great point you've made, actually. And, that tells me, this retrograde, as you said, comes on the 30th of March of this year. So what would be the impact? There's a time frame of the impact. So by when the impact will be faded away?
Good question. The thing is that these planets creates an impact, and the impact is like a ripple in the ocean. This is the impact point. But you can say 6 to 7 months is something that you should always consider. Where the higher impact time will be March and April month when they're actually meeting. And around the month of May, they will be separated. Rahu has to go to the Aquarius zodiac sign. And once Rahu moves to Aquarius and Saturn is stable in Pisces, they will be in different zodiacs. So now you can say they want to separate. They are now separating from each other, which means that the impact will lessen. But if imagine like this, if you take a decision during this time, then it is a lifelong impact because that decision has been taken. All karma has been done. So the if you're talking about the duration, somebody might technically you might say 60 to 90 days, but I will say just like in 2019, the planetary conjunction that happened in Sagittarius caused what happened in 2020, and you get an impact till now. This impact sustains. Life has gone from go to office to work from home. There are certain the web conferencing websites and companies that were not known are now a part of our day-to-day life. So how will you say the impact lasts?
Profound. It is profound, I would say. Immunity has taken over everything now. So that's it. That gives me a very good perspective about the year, Puneet. Thank you so much about that. Now, can you please tell me what this phase, because it's Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter, and many other planets. So emotional and mental state of people also gets impacted. So what will be the vulnerability aspect of this? That.
Yeah, so if somebody wants to understand how will it impact emotionally, instead of watching this transit from the ascendant or lagna, they should read this transit from their moon sign, which is called Rashifal. So say instead you are an Aries ascendant, but you can be a Gemini moon sign. So Aries will tell you what the reality will be. Gemini will tell you how will you perceive that reality.
Okay.
Now, emotionally, I will say for some, this can be very challenging because Venus represents relationships. So this can cause tremendous setbacks in relationship and marriages. Mercury is transaction and banking and finance. So this can create banking related issue. Market correction can happen. Share can go up and down. And this will have an emotional and real life impact both. But emotionally, I will say yes, this is going to change your mindset. Just like what 2020 did, it changed our mindset. Similarly, 2025 will change. I will not say that the world will fall apart, but then individual will feel the force because Saturn and Rahu don't get to meet each other like this and go into planetary war every day.
Correct.
It's maybe once in a 50-year phenomena. Or don't know. You have to calculate when they will meet again. And because it is happening at the junction of Aquarius and Pisces, you might lose friends. You might... instead of an outgoing personality, suddenly you might want to be at your own home. So if somebody is suffering from anxiety, depression, especially depression, I will say, or if you know somebody who is in depression, you should be available for them and try to encourage them, because not that, see, these are energies. If we use or manifest them for our positivity, it will convert into positive. No planet is our enemy. It is us who cannot handle the energy, and sometimes we can go into or fall into the negative dimension. Every planet has positive side, every planet has negative side. Emotionally, if you are happy, if you are willing to experiment a bit with your life, if you're keeping yourself busy, if you are using journaling, if you're reading a lot of books, if you're focusing on the path of Bhagavad Gita, which teaches the practical karma yoga, and if you follow simple rule in life, do good and be good, you will see that this transit will be absolutely positive. Some might not even feel that something has happened.
So means you mean to give us a perspective about the karma consciousness?
Yeah, because karma consciousness means you need to be more aware about what you are doing, why you are doing, and what is the bigger purpose. For example, you are doing a little bit of sacrifice for your family. I will give a very simple example. You wanted to go to, say, Goa, but your child has a school function. You always wanted to go there, but now you are sacrificing that. While you are enjoying or attending the function of the child, now planets are going to read your intention. Sitting at the function of the child, are you remembering Goa? Or are you with the child? Because if you are with the child, you are present in that moment, and Saturn and Rahu will bless you with an opportunity to be in Goa later on. Otherwise, this energy is going to create sadness, confusion, and your karma will be misdirected. You will feel that going in path A is good for you, whereas path B was always better. If you are non-observant, if you are always into, focusing on short gains. So if you are trying to go on a shorter gain, then the karma will bounce back. That is why I was mentioning beforehand also that if you are doing something during this year, in this year especially, you need to be very much aware about the consequence of your action. Because if you ignore the consequence, then Rahu and Saturn is waiting to give the result.
Correct. Get it. And I think even the audience must be very intrigued by the answer, as I am. Thank you so much. So, just for the audience and to know, what would be a few remedial measures that we can take?
See, first of all, the first and the best remedy measure is focus on your own self. Pisces teaches us to be humble. There is a reason why we touch the feet of our elderly, of our parents, because Pisces is the place of the feet. It is the feet of Mahavishnu. So when we touch the feet of an elderly person, we are in a way teaching the Devata or the God that is residing in that person. So this is showing the humbleness. This humbleness is what Saturn expects from our life. This becomes the first remedy. Wake up and touch the feet of the parents, touch the feet of the elderly. Helping people who are in need. That can be a very good karma. Also, adopting technology but not becoming a slave of technology is another very practical remedy. Now, these may sound very general, but if the viewers observe this from a planetary perspective and if they know a little bit of astrology, they will understand what I'm saying. On the other hand, the basic other remedies can be some traditional remedies. Like if you have a Pitru Dosh in the Kundli, then doing remedies or the Hawan for the Pitru Dosh. Praying Shani Mantra, chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, reading Bhagavad Gita. I will say reading Bhagavad Gita is the best spiritual remedy during this time, because, and not just one day, just because somebody said and you are going to read 10 shlokas. No, you read one chapter every day, if not in Sanskrit, and many people will read in Sanskrit. No, I will say read it in your language that you know, so that you understand what Bhagavan Krishna was saying. Don't stop. Read every day, again and again and again and again, because Saturn and Rahu means constant effort in one direction that is positive, will fetch positive results. This is one of the remedies. Now, other remedies will highly focus on your own individual charts. So, say for example, if somebody has a Saturn Moon conjunction, that is called Vish Yoga, then that person can do Vish Yoga Shanti or Vish Yoga Hawan. And if the person has, say, Rahu and Venus conjunction, this can create challenges or extramarital affairs or certain, you can say, complications in relationships and marriage. In that case, horoscope specific remedies will work wonderfully. So, but if you want to know in general, if my viewers are watching and they have no idea about their kundli and they just want to know in general, keep your karma correct.
I think that's the basic remedy for everything.
Everything, but it is of great importance at this point.
Correct. So, can we also have some growth and progress in our lives during this period of time?
Yes, absolutely, because Saturn and Rahu can be an industrial planet. Mars is technically away from the junction. So Mars is not in Pisces, nor Mars is right in Virgo, so that it is not in front of the Pisces. So we can see technological growth, technological advancements, people working in AI sector, machine learning, new niche skill, who are the scientists. They will see great rise in their potential. Somebody who is into theater, because Pisces is about expression. So if you are expressing your art and craft, so theater artist will be in a great in this time period. They will be greatly they can enjoy this transit, the benefits of this transit. Overall, this will give you a lot of expansion, but you should not expect impractical expansion. And again, I will repeat the same thing. You will only get the results of your karma if your direction of the karma is in the right order.
In the right order. Audience, please note this. Karma sahi hona chahiye. Great. Thank you so much for this, Puneet. I have a simpler question for you because you've already answered many. So, I read somewhere that there's a Sade Sati or some Antardashas that are coming during this year. So, if there is a Mahadasha, Antardasha going on, so how does this planetary alignment impact that? How will those 7 to 8 months of that particular individual be impacted with that Antardasha and this alignment?
Sadesati and Dhaya are two phenomena that happens when Saturn moves around the moon or is in a specific position with respect to moon. So for example, when Saturn enters Pisces, Aries as a zodiac sign welcomes Sadesati. Sadesati is a 7.5 year of transit phase when Saturn moves around the moon. Naturally, Sadesati starts with such a cluster means for Aries moon sign, not the ascendant, need to be very careful with the energies that will be fluctuating in their subconscious mind. So it may be like a wave of an event that has hit them, and that is something that they have to bear emotionally. Some people will be strong and will be able to accept it. Some people will be not so strong and can be affected negatively by this. Now, with respect to Dhaya, when Saturn moves into Pisces, uh, the Sagittarius moon sign will start the fourth Dhaya, because Saturn will be fourth from your moon sign. This means initially this will make you very uncomfortable. For Leo moon sign, not the ascendant, the moon sign, this will be Ashtam Dhaya. So the Leo moon sign will be emotionally impacted the most, because when Saturn enters the 8th house, it kinds of create problems that you can't locate the source of. And Rahu will come in the 7th house and it will distract your mind. So Leo should be a little careful during this time. Now coming to the Mahadasha, a lot of people will talk a lot about transit. I also talk a lot about transit in my videos. I explain every transit because it gives general guidance. But you should not forget that Mahadasha is the one that takes the call. So if this transit is happening in the sky and you are in Saturn Mahadasha, you are in Rahu Mahadasha, then naturally you are the one that will actually face a lot of impact. You take the maximum energy within you. Why? Because the timeline is ruled by the planets that are in the collision.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
But if you are into any other Mahadasha, say you are in Jupiter Mahadasha, you are in Mars Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha, then it's not a direct impact. Then it becomes an indirect impact. The exact result have to be seen from your horoscope, where the planets are, what is the actual position of planet, where the actual Saturn. But yes, if you're running a Shani Mahadasha, then that means you are in the zone. And if you're in the zone, it's like standing in an open sky and rain is falling. So you will be the one that will get the maximum droplets of the rain. But that does not mean that it will always be negative. Your horoscope can easily protect it. Say your horoscope has Jupiter in Pisces, or Jupiter in Cancer, or Jupiter in Scorpio. Pisces is protected. You are heavily protected by the energies of Jupiter. So these are the many combinations. But on a very general or high level, Mahadashas will get impacted, and 3 moon sign. The one which is Aries, because Saraswati starts. For Leo, the Ashtam Dhaya starts. And for the Sagittarius moon sign, where the Chaturtha Dhaya or 4th Dhaya starts. Emotionally, I will say you need to be very careful.
Okay. So I think all the fire signs are on fire.
Yes,
Yeah.
159 are on
All
fire.
the fire signs are on fire. Correct. That actually gives us a holistic view of what's gonna happen. Thank you so much, Puneet, about it. Can you please summarize the entire journey of an individual by now, from starting from the 30th of March till the end of the year, and how it shapes up?
See, Saturn entering the Pisces zodiac sign means end of one karmic cycle or end of one Shani Yuga. Because Saturns take 30 years to move from Aries to Pisces. So naturally, as an individual, you will see a lot of karma will finish. Maybe you are the one who is suffering from a problem that is always there. This transit may actually finish that off. This year can be a blessing. It may be painful, it may be struggleful, but towards the end of the year, you will realize you are free from that problem. So, and Rahu entering Aquarius may also means absolutely new beginnings, because Rahu becomes very powerful. You get to meet new people. You might lose some, but you will also get more connections more contacts. So I will say life for the entire humanity is going into second innings, which means old chapters are going to close, new chapters are going to begin. If you keep holding the old problem, if you try to be in always in the nostalgic emotion, then you are in trouble. But if you're ready to accept the change, if you're ready to move forward, 2025 has a lot to offer.
Great. Thank you so much, Puneet. That was absolutely bang on. So, everybody, I think you have got a perspective of the entire year from Puneet. But before that, like, share, subscribe. अगर अभी तक नहीं किया है तो, if you've not done it yet, to our channel for such insights. And if you want a consultation, drop an email to Puneet. Work on it. Thank you. Cheers.